Well, something I've learned from my cancer is that when you just die and you get a heart attack or you know get killed in a car crash or something like that. That's it. That's that's the best way to go. Because when you have cancer, you have all this time to think about the value of your life, what you're worth, what anything's worth. I sit in this room and I'm surrounded by artwork, that artwork that I labored over, that I love, I have artwork that I sold and I regret selling it, that didn't have it on my walls for me to be able to enjoy. I have more artwork that I can enjoy. I have it in storage. I have so much artwork that I've made. But what's it worth now? It's worth nothing now. It's like literally, it's in the way now. Nobody wants it. My family doesn't want it. I remember how much I cherish. I still have my mother's artwork here, and how much I cherish it. But nobody's gonna want it when I die here. It, it's my mother's artwork is gone. My artwork's gone. It never mattered to anybody but me. I built my daughter bicycles and I labored over them and stored them so they'd be in good shape. For what? All these things we do. What do we do them for? What's the thing I'm lucky about? Is when I got my diagnosis for my second cancer, my prostate cancer. I went outside. It was a sunny day, and I sat on my electric chopper. It's my old one I had at the time, my nice the blue one with the wood tanks. I sat down on it, and I remember just thinking, well, if this is it, I had a good life because I was always lucky. I always everyone always would say, "Grow up, Bruce. When are you gonna grow up? You're such a Peter Pan." And just I was always criticized for it, but so I'm okay with dying because I lived for the moment. I always had fun because I always lived for the moment. And people would always, you gotta take it seriously. And I remember we were playing in a volleyball league with the K, and everybody was drinking. It wasn't like the serious league, but some people took it really seriously, and they were so mad at me and the people that liked me who were just in the moment of enjoying playing in this volleyball tournament. And I've been so lucky that I lived my life like that. And so it doesn't matter that my life is ending now. I'm not happy with how it's ending, but it really, once I die, it's done. It's like it, it's like it doesn't matter that I existed. The things I worked on, the things I wrote. I thought about this about like great writers that I respected and great musicians and whatnot. These people who produce this work, and the ones who came before me and they died, they're dead now. They don't matter. Some people go, oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, he ruled or she rocked or whatever. But it doesn't matter. If you had a song that people like, it's gonna been already re-recorded and liked better by somebody else. It's like life doesn't matter. The only thing that matters about it is just doing for yourself, because even love is such a weird concept. And my mother, she worked so hard for us kids and for her life. She was like that. She tried to live in the moment, but she was in such an ugly moment so much for life because of my father. And so her joys came from either serving us kids or when she did her thing, whether it was in helping Dr. Henry Morgentaler legalize abortion in Canada, whether it was my mom fighting to get Justin Trudeau elected, I think because he was favorable for the legalization of marijuana, but I remember she was heavily involved in the campaign of that, and I got to be at events all the time when Pierre Elliott Trudeau was at it. I said Justin Trudeau before. I meant Pierre Elliott Trudeau. And my mom started the first, not herself, but a group of people. They started this first suicide hotline in the Edmonton area. Well, they encompass more than the Edmonton area. And I remember she worked it in our home. But then, not even when she's dead yet, she had Alzheimer's, and she was forgotten about by everybody. All her family, all these children that she did so much for, they all forgot about her, but they remembered her money. They all wanted her money. And so they all ripped her off for everything she owned. And then she was forgotten about. She was still alive, but just alone in an Alzheimer's center. Nobody visiting. She didn't matter already before she's dead. That's what cancer teaches you. It teaches you that you don't matter. I'm suffering so much in poverty. And, my social justice activism just got so big that I became like a problem for everybody, for the government, for the police and whatnot. So I stopped being served. People assaulted me. You could punch me and nothing will happen to you. I'm the person you can walk up to and punch me. You won't face any charges. You just get to know what it's like to feel like to punch somebody. So cancer teaches you that, what you're worth. And that's what I'm going through right now. I got this huge police complaint. It doesn't matter. Because people don't care about the corruption. They don't. As long as it doesn't affect them, they're fine. They just keep doing their portion. Then as they get really old, they start to fade away and they see it. But then they don't know it unless they got something like cancer. Most people just get to die blissfully, ignorantly. I get this torture lead up to it right now where it gets rubbed in my face of how little I'm loved, how little I'm needed or wanted. I'm having to go homeless now. Homeless while fighting 2 terminal cancers with a broken neck, and that's the one that pisses me off the most. Is everyone they just can't handle it that I'm walking around with a broken neck. I'm walking around with some of the most severe osteoarthritis on this fucking planet. I was listed 2 full disabilities a quarter century ago. Already a quarter century ago. It's only gotten worse. It's a degenerative condition. For osteoarthritis, I was listed as disabled for that. And separately, I was listed as disabled for chronic pain. and it's only gotten worse. And so you can't have it worse than I have it. You can't. You can't. You can have it as bad as I have it, but you can't have it worse than like the needs of me have it. And now it's spread everywhere. I got this busted neck, and nobody wants me to believe because like, well, look at him. Just look at him. But it's like, well, so what? I was always like that. Everybody was always working in the office, and I was out teaching skiing or teaching rock climbing, taking kids, being paid to take kids fly fishing. I just always found work that gave me joy in life, and that bothered people. And to this day, it bothers people. I think some people are really glad that I got cancer and died. So it makes them feel like their choices were better, even though, what kind of lives did they live, you know? Anyways, I don't know what I'm recording this for, but I'm gonna use it. And it's gonna be on a file saved for my daughter, but she's not gonna see it. It's just a waste of my time. Oh well, good night. Goodbye, world. I had a good time, but alone, but such is life.